B, and if you ever see that error, you need to go back and reset the battery in the back using the top right blue button that's on top of that battery. We have another solar disconnect switch here that is only for when we store the van or when we don't want to use solar. So for a rental, you probably do not need to worry about that. This is our heater. It is all touchscreen. So you touch it to set whatever temperature you want. It's a little chilly right now. Maybe we'll set it to 68 if we can. It is a little tough to get the exact number you want. We'll leave it at 67. This is your diesel heat, electric heat, settings for this screen, and then hot water. So if we want hot water but no heat, then we can just turn on the hot water icon and then turn on the diesel heater as well. And you'll hear that diesel heater start to spin up and kind of whirl. So if we just want hot water, then we can turn this down. And as long as the diesel heat is on and the hot water icon is on, shortly we'll have hot water for both the faucet and the shower and the rear shower in the back. But if we want there to be heat as well, then we just set it to whatever is above the current temperature. So current temperature in the van is 54 degrees. If we're setting above it, then that diesel heater will actually push out heat as well. But we'll go ahead and turn both of these off. And then again, these are your light switches. This is for your water pump. So we can see right now, if you're able to see water pump is off, we can turn the water pump on and then it turns on. We can also turn it off here as well and check our tank levels. So fresh water is currently empty and so is gray. And we will have 20 gallons of fresh water on the van and 25-gallon gray tank for the van. While we're here, this is also your bench seat. So this is where you can do whatever once you set up camp. There are 2 seat belts here as well. So you can have 2 extra passengers on top of the 2 main seats in the van. And then there's a button here just to make sure everything's connected well. And then again, another window with a screen net and also a privacy net. I do recommend leaving those open when you drive though. Up here we have extra storage. So we have a couple towels, some linens, and then there is a second set of sheets that goes here as well for the air mattress that sits in the front. Up top we have all of our privacy shades. So these 2 privacy shades in the bag go to either side, driver or passenger. And then the large one in the back goes for the front windshield. And then up here we also have our cook plate. For this van, I do not have the induction cooktop. We have a griddle so that we don't have to carry any extra pots and pans because we wanted to conserve space as much as possible. And then coming into the cab, we have a 2022 Mercedes Sprinter, but it is a 2023 Winnebago Revel. So in here we have adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, 360-degree cameras. It is a beauty to drive. It's very easy to drive as well. One of the things to note when we do come in here is that the van has a shifter that you just touch. So let's get a better view here. We'll go back out, back out. We can see that we're currently in park. If we want to go in drive, we just tap it down and now we're in drive. Once up to go to neutral, once up again to go to reverse, and then we press the button in to go to park, and now we're in park. You don't have to actually pull it, it's just a tap. And then here are all your settings for anything else that you would like to do within the van. And then you have full touch screen. So as soon as you plug in your device, you'll have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and then it is this connection right here for getting into it. And it is a Thunderbolt for both, or for that screen projection to have. And then we have extra storage here as well as on that side, and we do have an easy pass as well for your trip. But we'll go ahead and turn the van off. One thing to note, we are in park right now, so the parking brake is engaged, but you can push the parking brake all the way down and still stay engaged when it comes to the brake. This is so that our captain's chairs can actually move around. So there's a lever here on the right hand side to go forward, and then there's another lever to the left of it that you move sideways so that you can actually spin all the way around and then have a much more homey experience. This seat does the exact same thing, and once we get out, I'll show you how that moves on that side so we can actually see the levers. But once you get to camp, it's great to turn your chairs around. You can turn it all the way around and lock it, and then you can share this table as a dining table. Or you can do what I prefer, and I like to leave them loose so that I can kind of swivel around and engage wherever we're having conversation or whatever we're doing. It gives you a little bit more freedom. And then just to put it back, you just turn it all the way back around, and then it locks, and then you can adjust your seat accordingly. We also do have 2 overhead storage bays here, and then again the storage here as well above the bulkhead. There is a fire extinguisher, and then this is our fridge and our dinette area. Up here is all of our plates, bowls. There's an electric kettle, some mugs, some cups, and there is a Keurig that comes with the rental, as well as some coffee, and then some extra toilet paper and other cleaning supplies. There are also a number of miscellaneous cleaning supplies here, as well as cooking supplies such as oil, salt, pepper, etc. And then this is our sink, and we have hot and cold. I did turn the pump off, so we don't have any water right now. And here we have all of our cutlery, and then in the bag we also have more cutlery as well, and other utensils. Then we'll close that. Down here in the bottom is where our trash can is, with extra trash bags, and then miscellaneous items that you may need depending on what you are doing for your trip. Anything from dice to extra batteries to a dog bowl to some tablecloths and table clips for a picnic table. This is similar to all the other windows. We have our mosquito net and our privacy shade, but we'll open this door. There is a lock installed on the door so that you can leave the van door just like this, and then that way you don't have all of your heat or AC leaving at once, but you can also open the van all the way just by pulling more, and now you have the full breadth open. Right here we have our outdoor table, and all you have to do is unclip it and let it go. Depending on what height you're at, you can use this to adjust the height of this table, so if you're a little bit level, you can make sure that your table is always level. Pull these clips back down. We have these valves here. These valves are for your drains. We're going to close them right now. They were open, so these will be closed when you pick up your van, and there will be water on the van, so that you should not have to worry about this unless you need to evacuate all the water for some reason. What is constantly down is our mosquito net, same as it was on the back. On the front side, we also have a mosquito net that we can pull down if there is a good breeze and we want to have an open air camping situation. And then one of the nice things here is that this part is magnetic, so that you can enter and leave the van as you please without having to redo your zipper each and every time. We'll pull that all back up, bring this out, roll it, and then we'll clip that back into place. For here we have another outlet, as well as down here we have an outlet, which is very convenient if you're outdoor cooking. We're going to turn our awning light on, which I don't know if you can see in the daylight, and then we'll also put our awning out at the moment. And while that's coming out, we'll look at these other 2 switches. This is for your running board lights, which you can't see right now, but it provides some ground light at night, as well as your extra kind of a spotlight. And then our fridge. This is a 12-volt fridge with a freezer. I will say I would not keep any ice cream in the freezer, but other than that, this fridge is ice cold. And as long as the van has power, this fridge is always on. So the van has been sitting over the weekend because I did not have a rental, and it's still ice cold because the van has had power the entire weekend thanks to the solar and the battery. So this fridge has been on the entire time as well. There is this metal lock here, which helps so that if something happens while you're driving, if you have to hit your brakes or you maybe tap them a little bit too hard, your items don't come flying out. But now that our awning has deployed, we can see that we have a good breadth for the awning. There is a wind sensor on the awning as well, so that if it does get too windy, it'll automatically retract. And then if you are driving, there is a safety feature on the awning to where you will not be able to deploy the awning, which is good because this is an area where you might lean up against, but you do not have to have that concern. Coming to the front, this is the passenger side, and then this is the passenger seat. We'll pull the seat back forward, and then we'll look down here. This is the clip to move the seat back and forth, and then this is the clip to move it side to side. And then once you do that, you can lock it into place. Then you can come back on the other side, push it back if you'd like, bring it forward, and then this again is to turn it all the way around. And now we can put that seat back a little bit more just to have more of a comfortable experience. You can pull your seat down if you'd like, or up depending on your preference.